In this video, we're heading down to the river. We're gonna be taking the boat and we're gonna be setting bush hooks with live bait. Our objective is simple. We're trying to catch a bunch of catfish so that we can take them back to my pond and stock it. If you've been following along with the videos, you'll know that we put some bluegill in the pond, but we don't actually have any big fish. But today, hopefully that's gonna change. This is gonna be pretty epic, guys. I'm really excited about this. This is one of my favorite things to do, simply because it's easy and I can actually catch fish this way. Give me a rod and reel and it's a toss-up, but put me in the river with a boat and some bush hooks, we're gonna catch fish. Here's what we're gonna be taking. Simple. The Defender and the bathtub. Let's load the boat up first, then we're gonna worry about what we're gonna use for bait later. This does take a little bit of preparation, but at the same time, the river we're going down to, you don't want the boat to fall out before you get there, because that would be pretty bad. It's not in the easiest spot. It's in a little bit of a rough spot, but that's a different story. As for the motor, we're gonna be taking out your dad. A little rusty, needs a little freshened up a little bit, but I think your dad is fully capable and ready to rock and roll. We're laying you right there, bud. Make sure we got the gas. We'll put that in the boat, because we don't know if when or where we'll be needing more. And then I'm thinking we need a shovel, just because you never know what may happen out here. And out of all these, I do think it'd be a good idea to pack the machete as well, just because sometimes in the river it can get thick and we don't want to find that out without a machete. Now all we gotta do is pick up Adam and he should be in here anytime. I'm gonna go ahead and get the minnow bucket out just in case, but I don't know, my man, I ain't feeling too good about this one. Hello there.
How are you?
Good.
I'm late as always.
We've got 2 traps set in the pool pond. First one has nothing. That's real bad. Either way, whether we catch any minnows or not, we're gonna have to be setting these after we get done setting the limb lines, because we're gonna need more bait for the rest of the week anyhow. Let's check this other one. We don't have any minnows at all. We have 0 bait.
They're so big they don't fit in that trap. You've got some big ones in there.
The good news is that I do have some backup bait, but it's not minnows, it's not live. Hopefully when we go back to check it middle of the day, hopefully we'll have some more minnows caught. I think we got everything for the boat, motor, gas, us. We need life jackets, that's important. We got the fishing stuff and shovel, GoPro, batteries. We do need life jackets. Besides the life jackets, we should be good. All right, here we go. First river trip of the year. Objective, bring back some catfish for the pond. Pretty simple. Life jacket number 1. Life jacket number 2. There's your big life jacket, son.
Thank you.
You don't have to put it on right now, but it is up to you.
You might wreck.
Yeah. All right, we out. We catch you at the river, I guess.
Good thing I put this on.
All right, guys, we have arrived to the river. However, let's take a walk down here and let's make sure this thing ain't something crazy before we start backing down in here. So far, it's pretty good. I have got stuck down here though once, so I don't want that to happen again. And as long as we can back down to right there, we should be good. But let's take a look at the river itself. We do gotta make sure it's at least halfway decent. If it ain't halfway decent, we're probably in trouble. It looks a little growed up, but I think we can probably make it down. Make it down without sliding, I don't know. All right, guys, steps have been made. Now my objective, carry everything down, but I don't know if my steps are that good. Oh gosh. I wore Crocs too, and they're getting kind of sandy. I don't know about these steps. They ain't working too good. I'm going in, I guess. Here. Take a chair, I don't care. Look at this. You can't do nothing like this. Might have picked a bad day. Motor. Ow. Okay. I'm just gonna go for it. Oh man! Oh, I'm in here now. Walk right down these steps and then you can go straight that way and I'll pick you up over there. So that's, he's down.
These steps.
There you go. Now look at them steps.
Yeah, those are solid.
Those are good steps. Go all the way, commit, commit. All right, we got it. Let's see, let's gas her up here. Look, I polluted the river. Can't be no worse than all the Dollar General bags floating down beside of it. All right, let's see what we can do. I don't know what to do.
We're stuck.
This is the cheapest boat motor on Amazon. I was really hoping it'd last more than 1 year.
Sounds good.
Oh!
Come on, Dad. We're sweating.
Smells a little bit. We're fine now. All right, our objective is now simple. We need to find some places to start putting bush hooks. That's the plan. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's get to it. I think I'm timing one right here off this tree. I put one on this tree last year and it done pretty good. I'll show y'all basically what we're doing right here. It's super simple. We're doing everything weightless, so we're just gonna take this line. Just gonna come in here, tie a real basic knot. There we go. Figure out how much line we need to be in the water. Anything from 1 feet deep till the bottom, pretty much. Worked for me. Coming in here with real basic hooks. Pretty basic, not cutting too crazy, but it's got a big old eye on it, which is important because you gotta have to tie this bank line on there. This bank line's rated up to like hundreds of pounds. So if we catch like a swimmer, he'll be here when we get back. There we go. It's ready. Before we leave, I got a trap tag that we'll put on it. That way I'm legal. And then for the bait, since we don't have minnows, I would much prefer minnows or bluegill. Since we don't have them, we're just gonna be using some of this because that's just what I had. I mean, it works pretty good in ponds. I don't know about the river. I don't really see a reason why it wouldn't work in the river. But for the hook, just putting it on there, just like that. Kind of squishing it on there. This might get attacked by bluegill. That's one thing about minnows, is that a bluegill is not gonna eat a minnow. You can see I just tossed it in. It's gonna go to the bottom or somewhere close. Since it's got the trap tag on it, that's completely legal. We're good to go. And another thing, just letting you know where I am. First of all, obviously out there in the middle is the current, it's flowing. But right here on this little section, it's actually still, which is why we're not actually flowing down the river. Now, sometimes the catfish like to be out there, sometimes they'll be over here, sometimes they'll be right in the middle, right on the edge, the eddy line. To do this kind of stuff, you have to have a limb over top of it. So obviously we're gonna be in on the edges, but I've always had pretty good luck here, so we'll see what happens. On to the next one. The next one is right here. And the good thing about this limb is that this is a live limb, so it ain't gonna die. And the catfish can pull it all day long. This limb ain't gonna get tired. This limb ain't gonna break. The catfish will get tired, but catfish ain't doing nothing. Catfish just chilling. That's on there pretty good. Also, when you buy this stuff, you wanna buy the coated stuff. Some of it's coated in wax. You wanna buy that, because otherwise it just like comes apart. Not too good. This is fun though, because I think per person you can set like 25 legally in this state. You can do this in a pond too. It don't have to be the river. Pond, lake, don't really matter. See how much the whole thing? That thing acts as a fishing pole, but it's never gonna break the whole tree, so. There we go. That bait's going down, tags in out of the water, and we're gonna go do the next one, which is right there. How's this tree looking? I think it'll hold.
Like it ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere one time. And a lot of people come in here with cane poles pre-made. That way you can just jab them into the mud bank. I don't really like doing that because I get them tangled up too much. I'd rather just pick a bunch of trees. And depending on your river, depending on your pond, you may not have trees everywhere. But I'll tell you, on this river, you ain't got to worry about not having enough trees. There's tree limbs everywhere. Here we got 1, 2, 3, and they're really not that far apart from each other, but
they're probably what, 10 feet away?
Probably 10 yards each. All I'm saying is I ain't gonna be surprised if we could have 3 catfish here with a big hunk of anything. You can use hot dog for this. You can use chicken liver for this. You can use chicken breast for this. Sometimes it's nice to use a bait that bluegill won't eat off, because a bluegill will sit here and peck this until it gets off the hook. But a bluegill's not gonna peck at another bluegill, but a catfish loves it. So. This is nice because if we come back at night, we can shine lights and it should reflect. Last time I set a hook right here, but the water was moving kind of quick, and I never caught one in like 2 weeks. So
you learn from it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna set one there again. But the other spots we just set, I've caught fish there last time, so I feel like it's a pretty good chance you'll catch them again. I didn't catch nothing there. I did actually catch something here. And it don't have to be a live tree neither. Look at this thing. This is an old dead thing, but that's enough to hold a catfish. We're gonna make it. But if you push on it and it snaps, yeah, don't put a hook on it because a big catfish can snap it.
What's the average size in this river?
In this river, with the bait we're using, I'm gonna say 2 to 4 pounds. Something light, nothing heavy, but that's exactly what we're looking for to put in our pond. If we were going for big catfish, we'd either use full-size bluegill or go somewhere else, but we're just looking for good pond-sized catfish, and we should be able to get plenty of those here. We'll catch you guys whenever we're about to get out, or if something crazy happens, like Adam falls in. It should be right in there somewhere. You should be able to feel it, right? You're about to come in here with me.
Well, I'm in the water for one reason. Because Kendall decided he was going to try to avoid this, but we ended up hitting it, and I flew backwards. And now I'm in the water. I've lost my glasses, my phone's wet, my wallet's wet, and I don't know where my glasses are.
We told you guys we'll either get back to you whenever we get out or when Adam goes in the water. Well, Adam's in the water.
And I just bought those glasses like 2 weeks ago.
What's the bottom feel like?
Sandy? It's cold. Are you gonna get in with me?
Probably. Not the way that when Adam fell out, he thought he was dead.
I wasn't expecting to go in. You see me try to get up.
Do whatever you just did to try to get up.
I was doing this right here. Oh.
Just go. The unflippable boat.
All right. My phone okay?
Yeah, it's good.
I wasn't expecting this today. All right, show goes on.
We're gonna set a few more lines, then I guess we're gonna come back with goggles. Phase 1 is finished. Adam's a little wet. All right, guys, we're back home. Like you guys seen earlier, we don't have bait, okay? Which is why we use the Walmart bait, which works pretty good, but minnows are gonna work a lot better. Long story short, I got 2 of the KG minnow trapping kits. These things come with everything you need. The trap, the line, the stake, the trap tag, and it even comes with bait. If you do happen to be interested in one of the minnow traps, you can find them on KendallGrayOutdoors.com. Pretty sweet. It gets you started, everything you need. But we are gonna be taking 2 of them. I'm gonna be dumping them in the creek. We're going back in about 4 hours to reset, or to rebait, I will say, if we need to rebait at least. But I would like to get maybe a few more lines in and rebait some of them with minnows just for overnight. I think minnows will do a lot better. And who knows, we might even have a catfish. We should probably have a catfish by the middle of the day. Shouldn't be a problem at all. But yeah, grabbing 2 minnow traps, we're gonna go set them in the creek. Then here in a little bit, we'll go back and check them, and hopefully we have some fish. We need some live bait. Live bait does way better in the river. If nothing else, it just stays on the hook better. Oh, boys, we're in the minivan. He's soaked. He's fine. In the meantime, we're definitely going to reset this thing. So I'm gonna take some of the minnow bait. I only need about 1/4 of it. I really don't need very much at all, since like, that's plenty. I'll go ahead and bait up this one too. I don't think these are gonna be staying all night. I think they're really gonna be staying like a couple hours at this point. Might leave them back, but I can rebait them once we check them. I'm gonna just hop out in the creek. I can do this inside and make my outside real quick. Just like that. If you don't have the minnow bait or something like that, dog food or even bread works really good. A little hot dog bun do good. Got the trap tag on it so that we're legal. We're just gonna walk right down to this creek, drop it just like that. I'll take this stake and stake it in the ground just in case an animal or a dog tries to pull it away, but we should be good. All right, buddy, here we go. That's 1 minnow trap set. I can usually catch minnows pretty quick right there, but we do got another minnow trap we're gonna set. We need as many minnows as we're gonna need. Potentially this week, we could use up to like 150 minnows, depending on how good the catfish bite and how good they stump up. Catch y'all at the next spot. There we go. Little creek, but it works. It's a Monday right in the middle of the day. Dude with his shirt off. Setting a minnow trap. We definitely look like we don't have jobs. In a minivan. All right, guys, it is game time. The minnow trap's been set for a few hours. We're gonna go check them now, but it's also time to come out and get those goggles. I mean, glasses. I wore my high-vis shorts so that if I go unresponsive, just look for like big flashing orange under the dirty water. Here we got our minnow bucket. Water feels pretty good. Good enough. I'm thinking we actually do this. Now, catfish can actually stay out of water for a good bit of time and be totally fine. So I'm thinking we honestly just throw them down in this alive. They're gonna be fine. Catfish can literally, look up how long can catfish stay out of water.
Up to 18 hours.
Yeah, so like, they're fine. We're not gonna be messing them up by taking them out of water for 30 minutes. Got my scuba gear here. Called up D Almighty. He didn't answer, so we're doing it ourselves. All right, grab that minnow bucket. Let's check this thing. If we don't have enough minnows, we will grab it. We will reset for a little bit. This spot usually has minnows pretty quick though. I've had good luck here. But it don't matter what I've done in the past. It matters what I do today. Heck yeah, dude. We got plenty. All right, bring in that bucket thing. Now here's the thing. We might use all these. We probably won't today, but we will have them. That's what really matters. All right, open that up. We're sticking them in. Oh gosh, we lost one. Boom. But now we're heading to the river. We'll catch y'all in. All right, guys, we've arrived at the river. I'm gonna look in my scuba kit. I've not seen this in like 4 years. I've never actually used it either. Let me see what I got and let me see what I need.
You gotta put your flippers on.
You think I need flippers?
Why not?
Nah, I don't really think I need flippers. I'll probably drown me if I try. I've got a snorkel. Never been able to use one of them, but I do got goggles. Let's go get them glasses. Comment below, guys. Do you think I can find these glasses?
I'm bringing my phone. What's the worst?
Yeah, you bring your phone. What are the odds you lose it twice, right?
Survive the water once. Should I take my glasses? These are my backups, by the way.
I would say, I don't mean, do you need them to see?
Yep. For a man who wears glasses their whole life, we know we always have backups.
If you go heel first, and the steps are actually pretty good. They just needed time to dry out. Real question, is the boat still here? The boat's still here, and no one stole it. Let's stinking go. Taking a look around. I'm looking at some bush lines. Basically, we're gonna go through, we're gonna check all the bush lines. They've not been set really that long, but in the case that the bait's been knocked off, we will bait with a thing. We'll put it right here between us. Where we'll put all the catfish, hopefully. And for now, I'll put these minnows right there. And then you untie us. We got plenty of water still in the bottom of the boat. We did not bring anything to bail the water, but we'll figure that out later as we go. All right, I'm cranking it. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and make a loop the same way that we set them. We'll go through and we'll check each one and bait it up if we need to. If we don't need to, we'll probably leave it.
I believe this one's a no-go.
Yep. No. That one right there. If you can't see it, right there it is. The bait's still on it, we're gonna leave it. Hang on. We might have something, I don't know. We had the bait on there, but it just fell off. Let's see, I should be able to reach in, find the first one. Size doesn't really matter with these guys. We'll use them all eventually. I'm hooking them straight through the bottom lip, straight out the top. He's gonna sit there and flop. That should keep him on the hook. And in he goes. Now that, good chance we could have a fish there in the morning. We got one up there flopping, but I don't think it's because of a fish. We'll keep going. We'll be all right. I'm gonna do a drive-by on this one and just look. It might be too deep. Still on there. Check this other one. Still on there. That one's bouncing a little bit. I don't know what it could be though. That one's got a leaf hung on it. No! It broke! That's the whole stick, man! And the bait was still on there too. That's alright, what we'll do, we'll find us another limb and we'll just wrap that around it and cinch it down.
Maybe.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like we might have one. We don't though, do we?
Nothing.
I'm swapping the bait out. I feel like this is a really good spot. I'd like to have a minnow on here. Get one in biggins, son. We'll hook him straight through the bottom, out through the top, or straight through the top, out the bottom. Doesn't really matter. All right, we found this other tree. It's hanging pretty low to the water. I'm actually gonna wrap this up on it. And this is the one that we just broke off back there. I'm just gonna cinch it up. And now we essentially just moved this line from way back there to up here. And it's in a pretty good spot. It's in the current a little bit. Probably not my favorite spot, but I think it'll be good enough. We got a baby bluegill. That's good. That'll be good. Baby bluegills do good too. There we go. I think we got our first fish. There we go. That's what we're looking for. First catfish of the day, of the trip.
Make it talk.
That's pretty good. We've only had these set for a few hours, but first catfish, it's a channel catfish. This is pretty average for what we're gonna be getting. It's pretty good. Let's see if he wants to bite me. Nope, he's a good boy. All right, we are gonna just leave him. And he'll be fine. He'll flop around. He'll be fine, don't worry about it. We'll bring that hook, grab me another minnow, rebait this thing, and then we can only imagine what we can get in the morning. For the Walmart bait, Walmart dough balls, that's pretty good in the river.
On a stiff log too.
Stiff log, and it got him though. He wasn't messed up too bad. We could have caught that guy 2 minutes ago. We have no idea to know. I ain't mad about it though. We got a catfish. I'm happy. And nothing on this one, the bait's gone, but we're looking right up there. We see one that we got, and it's actually the one right before we're gonna stop him. Look this guy through the mouth, drop him. That's good. Oh yeah, we got one. We got him.
That's a cat.
Catfish, baby. This one's a little bit more of a limb, so you really get to see how he's fighting it. When you roll up just the whole limb, shake it. It's so cool. All right, let's pull this guy up. Is he bigger? Is he smaller? He came off, doesn't matter. That stinks, don't it? Maybe he'll bite again tonight. Who knows? I don't think they're that smart. Apparently, we didn't have him hooked that good, did we?
He's biting awfully hard, and then you get up here, and then he just wants to come off like that.
Does he even know we're making a YouTube video? For real?
So. I think he does now.
There he goes. On the next one. Well, we did have one. Just didn't work out that way. All right, boys, it's game time. Looks like I'm going in. Oh, the bottom's right here.
I know.
I thought I was going to go up to here.
It gets a little deeper.
Let's see. So I hit this. You literally went in right
Right there.
So that's where I need to go in as well.
Put them goggles on.
You want your glasses?
I want my glasses.
Let me get them on here.
They good and tight?
How'd I look?
There you go. Can you breathe out of that?
I don't know, man. It's scary, but it's like, it shouldn't even be. I guess I'll go look. That's spooky. It's spooky looking. You just literally can't see anything until you're right on top of it. There's literally fish eating my leg. There's actual fish biting my leg, really. But it's the little minnows, so apparently that's normal for this. All right, we're gonna go look. Should be, you fell off right here. Should be right here. Let's go. They were right there. They're right on top. Yeah, they're right. Yeah. What are the odds?
Well, I probably could have done that if I'd have just sit there for another 5 minutes and felt around.
You could have done that if you'd sit around for another 30 seconds.
If I'd have just took my shoes
That
off.
was the first place I went down. There they were.
Sitting there?
They're just sitting there.
How clear was it? You got it with that, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Good deal. I'll see you later.
Now we get to take this catfish back to actually the pond. It's only one catfish, but definitely worth stalking. Plus, there's going to be a lot more come with it. We're going to have to be doing this for a couple more days before we actually catch enough catfish. And now that the hard part's over, the scavenger hunt.
Kendall, I appreciate that, bro.
It was fun. It was fun. I had to conquer my fears. I was scared. I don't know why, but I was scared. And there really is fish biting my leg.
You do it again.
Yeah, I'd do it again. It's kind of fun. All right, let's go get this catfish in the pond. This bucket's just going to float beside the boat. The minnows are going to have plenty of oxygen, and they'll be here in the morning whenever we get back.
Let's go.
Backwards. All right, guys, we're at the new pond. Let's get this guy in the water. There he is. Good catfish. Still very much alive. Good size. Don't let him go. There you go, buddy. That water right there is a little warm. You're going to have to go down deeper, but very quickly, this guy's just straight up become the apex predator of the pond. He's also the only predator right now. The only predator fish. That is indeed the wrong way. He's going to swim around. He'll figure it out.
And now I can't see him.
Now he went down deeper. He found that cooler water. Even though this pond is a little low right now, which we're going to fix. Stay calm. Catch you guys in the morning because our day's over and we're going to be checking them minnow traps. All right, guys, it is the next day. Step one, we got to go check that other minnow trap, and then we're heading straight down to the river to see what kind of catfish we got. We let them sit all night long, and with live bait, we're going to have a bunch of catfish. I'm just here to say, I'm pretty confident. But since I actually left the minnow bucket down at the river, I'm going to have to come in here and grab something different to actually pick up the minnows, I guess. It's not my favorite one, but it will work. It's this spray bill. I'm going to go ahead and get some water here out of the pool pond. That way I don't have to get down in the creek. I mean, this one's all right, but it definitely doesn't work good. I mean, like, what is even this? Ain't there no easier way to fill it up with water? All right. We also got a fish basket, which I might be using a little later, maybe not today. I've got 2 snapping turtles sitting on top of the traps. I don't know if we did much good or not. Oh no, we got like 3. We'll put the food back in there, then have that. 2 minnows, not many. I see one right there on the first one. Yeah. Uh-oh. It's still slick. Those steps ain't really dried out yet. We can put that whole bucket thing right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these minnows in the boat. Okay. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can hop on in, we'll get going. You good? All right, we'll get going, and I've already seen one on the very first one. It's a catfish. Oh no, it was a catfish. Well, that's terrible. Well,
you let go of it right there.
That happened a lot last year. That ain't cool.
That's a pretty good fish too, wasn't it?
That's a real good one. I'll keep it for now. I might feed it to my fish. Either way, we'll get them baited back up with a minnow like that. Hopefully the turtle doesn't eat that one. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. There's another one up there. We'll check this one first, see if we got anything. Oh, we got a bass. We'll probably let him go if we can. Well, that's 2 for 2. Probably have a hard time getting this guy back to the pond, so we'll just turn him loose somehow. Pretty good spotted bass. When you're using minnows, pretty much anything that wants to eat a minnow about it. So this guy's good. Let him go. I'll get it rebaited. And so far, the next one's got a fish on it too. So it's 3 for 3 so far. There we go. It's a little minnow, but still should be good. This guy don't seem eaten yet. Yeah, not big, but good size to put in the pond. Good. Another minnow. Straight through. Anything? Nothing. There's one right here. I don't know if that's something or something weird or... No, it's just a bluegill with the leaf on it. Bluegill's dead. We'll find another bait for it. We'll put 2 on there. That'll be good. There you go. No. Got something. I think it's a bass though. Bass. These are largemouth. They might be good to put in the pond, but these are spotted bass. I don't know how they do in a pond. They're a little bit different. So far we caught 4 fish, 2 catfish, 2 bass, kinda a turtle. This is where we caught one yesterday too. And as we're checking them, the extra time we have and extra good spots we see, doing the same thing we did yesterday, just tying them up onto the limbs and sticks and stuff over good water. Might be the last one. I'm trying out new hooks, but they've worked pretty good. But they got the big eye, so it makes them easy to tie, and they're easy to find like that. Yeah, we're good. This might be pretty big, pulling pretty good. Oh yeah, that's good. There he is. That's pretty good. That's real good. Right under this new tree that fell. Pretty good. I think we already got one. That ain't the minnow, is it?
Yeah.
No, something's already eaten this. Something's already ripped him up.
Well,
let's set him down and see if they'll do it. Something done killed the minnow. Well, that was quick. I seen whenever it's pulling it really hard. And that minnow was pretty much dead. We may get him right here. I don't know. Calm down, buddy. I have another turtle. Looks like we have an unalive fish. Something. No, he's still good. Just hooked him somehow on the side. Yeah, he'll probably be all right. Yeah, but well, something tried to eat him, so that probably didn't help.
he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He'll be fine for the pond. We'll put him in a good spot to recovery. Good old sucker minnow. Pop him on. We're gonna drop him straight down. Hopefully, that was a bass. It's pretty quick. He's hitting me again. We just look at this. We're gonna watch a bass eat it. We might have got this one. Yep, well, that's crazy. Maybe it means we should go bass fishing. I don't know. I think that's what happened on that other one too. And there was another bass with him. Well, I'll bait it up with another one, just make it wiggle a little bit.
But they them some live minnows if you keep them on your hook and flip them in them little spots you catch them. Look at me, bro.
I know. Oh, again? That one's even bigger. Well, I need to go fishing. We'll see if there's a third one down there. I guess they're just sitting under the boat at this point. Let's see what we can do. I seen at least 3. We caught one, a bigger one came up, and there was a smaller one following the first one. So do the bass usually bite more during the day? Or?
Yeah.
So what really needs to happen is right before dark, we need to come back and rebait them all up for the bass that knocked them off during the day?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, catfish. There we go. Big one too. Get him in the boat. That's 4 catfish that's alive and 1 that was dead from a turtle. There we go. Oh, we got 4 that's alive, 1 that's dead, and I'm gonna feed it to the fish anyhow. Pretty good. Yeah. And then I need to go set more minnow traps because we're gonna need more minnows. But I think I can catch more minnows before this evening anyhow, if I go to the right spots.
Yeah.
Let's take them onto the pond and get them in there. All right, boys, we have a pretty big assignment. We have officially caught 5 catfish to put in the pond. I'm going for 15. I feel like for a pond that size and that new, okay, because we don't have a ton of bait fish in there, I'm thinking if we can go for 15 catfish, we will be on top of the world. So I got the one from yesterday. I've got the 4 in here, plus the body. We're gonna feed the body to the bluegill. We're gonna see if they eat it. Kind of morbid, but I think it'll be cool. In the meantime, I'm not going right now. I'm gonna go in about 10, 20 minutes. I'm gonna drop these guys in this right here, get them some fresh water. Although, like we mentioned yesterday, oh, here's a minnow. We're gonna let him go. Although these catfish can easily last all day without needing water, we're gonna give them water because we love our catfish and we want them to be in the best shape possible. Look at this one. He's got something growing on him. I don't even know what it is up back here. He's a whole different color. This one up here, one of these right here, been eaten by a turtle, okay? This one, literally eaten by a turtle. This one seems to be okay. This one seems to be pretty okay, but he is blind in one eye. Could have been us last year. Who knows? Anyways, long story short, what I'm saying is that this river trip is not over. And this video is not gonna end until our fishing trip is over. But it's not just a fishing trip. I've got to catch more bait today. However, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take those catfish. We're gonna dump them off at the new pond. Get them stocked, get them in there, let them do their thing. As soon as we get down there, we literally have to go set these minnow traps. If you want to do the best at fishing, you got to use bait, what they're eating. And for these catfish in the river, they're big live bait eaters. These are actually predator catfish. Because in the river, they want to eat. They got to go kill something. They got to go eat a fish. So the minnows is the perfect bait. So that's one reason why the minnows are so much better. Along with the whole point that a minnow can't eat a minnow. So it actually stays on hook a lot longer. But like I was just saying, 5 catfish down, 10 more to go. There's a lot of work in between right now and there. Maybe this wasn't a great idea. Oh! Oh! That was a terrible idea. Why did I do that? I'm now soaking wet. We're gonna get these guys up. We're taking a special guest to dump them too. We'll catch you guys when we get to the pond. And we're at the pond. This is the big pond. This is not the one we're putting these catfish in, but the dead catfish from earlier. Listen, boys, if I'm gonna catch a catfish and something's gonna eat it, I would much rather my fish eat the catfish than a stinking turtle in the river who was uninvited to the party, to say the least. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy. Maybe here's one of the catfish we caught, but a turtle ate it. I know. That's what I said too. So there's a bunch of bluegill in the pond, as you guys know, even Declan. But I'm gonna take this guy. I'm just toss him in the pond, dude. Honestly, I mean, straight up, if a bluegill nibbles on him, that's worth it. And I tell you what, don't them turtles get too comfortable, because I think I'm going to be going back in that river specifically for turtles just to yank them out for what they did to me this year. They've only killed 1. However, last year, they literally killed like half of the fish we caught and the big ones too. And I wasn't too happy about that. If you guys want it, let me know. But I'm pretty down. If you're down, then we need to go back and specifically target turtles. And you actually can if you use a little bit different bait. Mamie, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting here.
What are you doing today?
I'm going to break up a mess of beans.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's pretty good.
Gave them to me, so I'm going to break them up.
Okay, I'm going to steal this tripod for a minute, and then we're going to be dumping in those catfish real quick. What do you think about the pond, Grandma? Mammy?
Well, I think it's wonderful.
Okay, that's pretty good. These catfish have officially been out of the water for about an hour. They did get that little break, but look at all their gills moving. That one's upside down. He's fine, I promise. Mamie, here's the catfish we're putting in. They may not be a lot, but there's 4 of them. And if I feed them, they will get bigger.
They're big enough now, ain't they?
That's what I'm saying. So big, I've just hit that life alert. Help is needed. Catfish too big. Need help carrying them.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
All right, then. I'm gonna go take them down to the pond. Sound good?
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go ahead and put them in. For the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th catfish put into this pond brings our total up to 5. And if all goes to plan, well, by the end of this video, we're gonna bring that total up to 15. Number 2 and 3, 4 and 5. We're gonna give them a second. They will flip themselves over. Just give them a minute. Okay, I'll do it for them. Whatever. There's 1 on his way. I'll flip this guy over. 2 on his way. 3 on his way. And number 4 is right up here. Number 4 is right there, and he is now on his way. They're still chilling right here, but we'll give them a second. We'll wait them out. They're gonna be totally fine. They're catfish, one of the hardiest fish ever. Boys, we gotta go get some minnows. Let's pull up them minnow traps. We gotta get them things set. What'd you say?
I said you need minnows to feed them, don't you?
I need bluegill to feed them, minnows to feed them, and minnows to catch them. We got 5 in the pond right now. I'd like to have 15.
Yes, you can.
This right here might be a good hole. There's a bird that eats fish that just flew up. That's a good sign. I bet this is a good spot. It's good enough for that bird, probably good enough for us. Let me step out and take a look. All right, that's a good looking hole. And it even connects to this over here, which might be a better hole. I don't know. We're really just hoping there ain't no copperhead in here. I see a bunch of minnows, but they are smaller. Since we're going for these catfish, big bait's always good. I'm gonna drop a set right over there. Found a spot, Mammy.
That's good.
Very good. I'm gonna pull out one of the KG minnow trapping kits. Get this thing set. Okay, we got half a bag of minnow bait left. I'd say we'll split it. At the moment, I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna come back in a few hours or if I'm gonna come back in the morning. Either way, I think that's enough bait to do us. Sometimes it don't take a lot. Overnight, definitely put more bait, but just for an evening, you know, a couple pieces of bread, a little bit of minnow bait, whatever you got, you can put in there. But if you put too much minnow bait, it's just wasting. If you put too little, it's not gonna last long enough. That's a pretty deep hole. We're gonna send it and see what we can do. Oh, that's a big one in there too. Slide that steak in there. I'm feeling pretty good about this spot. The next spot we're going to go to isn't very much further away. You got to make sure you pick good spots, guys. Some spots look good, but they're terrible. Some spots look terrible, but they're really good. And a lot of that just takes trial and error. But right now we really need minnows really bad. So I'm being pretty selective over the spots I set. That's an experimental spot. I've never set there before. So since I've only got 2 traps, I'm going to take this other trap to a spot that I've been to a lot. I know there's minnows. I know I can catch them, just so that I at least a little bit guarantee we're gonna catch some. This spot ain't easy to get to, but by golly, there's minnows there.
Do you see any minnows?
I don't see them, but I've trapped it before and I know they're there. Historical data says there should be minnows there, and I trust it because I did it last year. This is the last of our minnow bait, but that's okay. That's not much minnow bait at all, but I still think we can get it done. I've actually changed my mind. Instead of going to a spot that I've done really good before, I'm trying a new spot. But sometimes trying these new spots can let you find some pretty crazy stuff. I've done pretty good right here. Not very long ago, too. That'll have to be good enough. I'm getting eaten up. I'm getting eaten up. Gotta go. Not quite decided if I'm coming back this evening or in the morning. But either way, when we get ready to do something, I'll let you know. Any last words, Mammy?
What?
Good said. All right, check it out. We was driving back. I was like, Mammy, this creek's giant. And I've only got a few spots. No, there's spots all up and down it. We just gotta look for it. So I pulled off, looked over. Dude, this could potentially be one of the best minnow trapping spots ever. But I'll never know until you put a trap there. That's pretty much all I have to say. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we should get a trap ready.
I like it. Good idea. All right, guys, back down at the river. We're gonna check these lines, make sure they're rebaited for the night. We didn't actually go check the minnow traps today. I think I got plenty enough minnows to do me for the rest of the day. Plus, letting those minnow traps soak overnight give us the best chance. All right, we ready. Let's see how many minnows we got. Make sure that's clear. We ain't got a ton. They may be small. Back up, we do got dough balls. I think we're gonna be all right. All right, cool, you dad. Let's make this happen. Take us in the water, bud. We got 3 lines up ahead. One of them shaking. Actually, we got another one right here we gotta check first. Our objective's simple. Get in, rebait, get out. It does have bait, then we're good. Hang on, we're gonna jump this. All right, we're stuck.
Why did you do that?
Grab a paddle. I'll get us out of here. All right, note to self. We can't jump that.
That'd be the dumbest thing you've ever done.
That's almost 2 people I put in the river. He put his life jacket on now. Coming up, second line, what we got? We got anything? Bait is gone. We do have those extra dough balls as a backup, just in case we run out of minnows, and that should do us okay. All right, we in.
Cool.
We got something on this line. I have no idea what it is. Could be a turtle, but it kind of acts like a big catfish. No, it's a big soft shell. That's what you are. Soft shell, huh? Not a snapping turtle, not a fish, just something weird and in between. Hey, he'll eat a fish every chance he gets. No minnow. We got robbed. Somehow all of our minnows are gone. Could have been those bass. The bass were very aggressive today. The bass are pretty good at knocking them off and not getting hooked too. Or getting hooked and not really staying on at least. Let's see how this one did. Have we retained our bait? I believe a bass hit this one because I had it tied different. I had this one tied in a slip knot to get him out not so deep. So I'd say we caught a bass and the bass got off. That'll be good, yeah. We're gonna check the rest of these lines. If we catch something, we'll let you know. If not, we're just gonna rebait them and go from there. Could have been a slow day, who knows? Might have some bass, might have some catfish. We'll see her here in a second. Turtle? What the heck kind of turtle is that? That's not a snapping turtle or a...
It's a soft shell.
It's not a soft shell. It's one of the yellow belly sliders or something.
These turtles are nice.
Okay, it just ate a fish. Oh, I'm getting tired of these turtles. All right, guys, we're back at it. We got Ethan out here putting on the life jacket.
Ain't made for fat people.
We're getting on in the river. After checking the lines last night and seeing what actually bit during the day, I'm really not that interested in setting back live minnows during the day because it seemed like during the day bass just knocked them off the hook and we didn't catch any catfish during the day. So I'm not gonna check the minnows right now because I'm not even gonna rebait right now. Either way though, if today is anything like yesterday, we should be in pretty good shape. We should have a pretty good chance at catching some.
Got your own little sandbar and everything down here. Time to party.
I know, this is pretty sweet. What do you think? You think we got some?
Catfish, there's a 50% chance you do, 50% chance you don't. That's pretty good odds.
Pretty good.
Better than the lottery. Getting there.
Got a little bit more weight in the front of the boat today.
Look at the boats, I guess. We got
The motor ain't in the water. No, we're good. We got it. Get it, Dad. Hold on. All right, we good.
We're going in this levee.
This is the good spot. Right here's our first line.
Hey.
Hold on, because if we hit something, no, we got us a fish.
Oh, there you go.
That thing in the boat, son.
That's a monster.
Get that thing in the boat.
Look at her.
That's our first line, son.
That's a good eating catfish.
That's a good eating. He was hung up in a log, but. And since we're not rebaiting right now, gonna let it do the dangle. One catfish down, we'll take it. Let's go.
Mud motor. It's gonna...
Our center of gravity's way too high right now. We're gonna do a drive-by right here. I think we might have some. No, we ain't got nothing there. Yeah, we do. Another one, number 2. Barely got him in the boat. He came off the hook.
Oh, yeah, see his barb up there?
Good old catfish. One's definitely bigger than the other, but that's 2 for 2. It didn't even look like we had anything. We might have one up there too. It's kind of dangling to the side. The limb's shaking. Good day. I'll check this and we'll drive by. Nothing, we're good. Hold on.
I think it's next and you got some.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Dude, we're like 3 for 4.
That's
what
pretty
is
good.
it? May have been a good night. Oh man, look where we hooked this guy. Perfect. Perfect hook. He wasn't coming off. It's a good hooker. Testing out new hooks. I'm happy. I like them. Pretty good hook. Big
Circle
one.
hooks.
Not quite. They're just normal hooks, but they're in line.
This is the kind of yacht the S10 guy buys.
I think we got another one right up here. I ain't for sure yet, but I think we might have another one. Oh, Ethan, scoot up, scoot up.
I look back and I was like, my feet's a little wet. And then the front of the boat just in the water.
I was wondering, I was sitting up pretty high. I look forward, there's water coming in the boat. Imagine if we just dove in. Our max weight is 2 persons or 400 pounds.
Probably pretty close to it. I weigh about 250.
I weigh about 180. That's 430 pounds. We'll be all right.
Got a little bit of gas, some fish. Yeah, we're fine.
Let's go check that line. Oh, look, we're halfway down the river now. That's what we got this cup for to bail water.
It's more mud than anything. Good thing you got a rubber duck on your foot.
I know. We got Crocs on, so if we fall out, we'll float up. Nothing on that hook.
No.
We had 2 little minnows on there last night. I don't think we got anything on this one. It's looking a little.
I don't know. I seen it moving earlier. Nope.
All right, that's it. We're going down the other side, checking more. We are commercial fishermen. We're professionals. New Orleans better watch out. We're coming down to take all the fish.
Yep. We're gonna try.
All right, we might have another one. I don't know. We're gonna check it coming up on it. Nope. We might have had one, or it might have been the minnow that got itself hung up, but
Probably. Minnows are dumb.
no catfish yet.
Still not bad.
No, 3 catfish is good. We got a lot of good lines coming up. I don't know what's gonna happen right here. We're cutting it close. So close. Somehow we caught a plastic bag. We'll take it.
That's pretty good.
Well, buddy, I did have one right there, and something broke it off last night. Wow. That makes 2 lines so far total I've had broke off by fish. Hey, son. Here what one, son. This one still got the bait on it. Oh, dough bait. We're gonna knock it off, that way nothing crazy happens to us. Also, if I catch a fish and it has too much time, it messes its mouth up, breaks the line, or does something weird, or gets eaten by a turtle. Pretty good so far. No. And on the next one, we got one. He's barely in the water.
That's a top water catfish bite right there.
Maybe we got to do to get one. We'll take it. Oh, come on, 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 come on. Stop, 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 stop. Quit being stupid. If you don't quit, you're gonna kill us all. Them hooks stay in them really good. I like that. That's 4 catfish. Oh yeah. Hook's a little tangled up, but
You get that on them big jobs. What's your miles per gallon on your dad?
I think we're getting about 0.1.
Did not do good on fuel?
I don't know. On to the next one. 4 catfish. Not bad.
This is the best time I've ever been with you. You've caught this many catfish. We've been in a lot of this river.
Boys, I think we got another one up here. Maybe not, but I see the limb shaking. That's usually a good sign. I don't think he's barely hooked, but he's good. I'm gonna do the flip. Ready? I'm gonna hit him with the boat. Oh, he's coming. He's in the boat. Dagger, get the boat. Oh, get the daggone, son. Line's a little twisted, but really not bad. This is way easier than a rod and reel. Let's go check the other side. Oh, son, another caddy. I think this guy's actually pretty big. Pretty big. Get in the boat, get in the boat. There we go. We can stink and feed America like this. We can feed KJ. Dude, them some good catfish. Those are all perfect eating size. Yeah. We've not caught any magnums yet. Might try that, might try that. If we really want to catch giant catfish, we need to go half a mile that way, and we need to catch some big old bluegill for bait. There's a big deep water down there. I heard big fish like deep water. Never really tried it because it's just a little ways down there. It's a little bit of a trek, but I think your dad, especially with this extra tank right here, I think we can make it down there and back. If we catch a big fish, it will exceed our weight limit.
Yeah, where are we gonna put it?
That's true too. You can just hold on, put it right here. Yeah. Let's go check the rip. I believe we got a couple more lines, and I'm not sure if we got anything yet. We got, that's 6. I think we got 7 right up here on our last line, which is pretty perfect. Right on time, big old kitty cat. Come on in, brother. Brother Nature, we'll swing you in. Your hook good enough to come on in?
Jump on in, almost dead.
And the hook came off. I'm happy with the hooks, I really am.
Is those your brand hooks?
No.
They could be.
Could be. Dude, that's a tub of catfish. All right, guys, we're about to take these catfish to the pond, but real quick, Ethan wanted to do a challenge. He's gonna see how much of this slop he can drink.
No, I don't know about all that now.
Pick it up. That was the last limb line we got. 7 catfish, that's pretty dang good. Now we're gonna load them up, take them to the pond where they need to be. Hold on, hold on. All right, we're good, we're good. Your dad's off. That boat's ready to go. We got the catfish. Let's get to the pond.
Heck of a little trail you got made here.
I know, steps and all.
How long did it take you to do all this?
About 6 minutes.
Ain't bad.
Not bad. Not a bad day for the river.
Take my PPE off.
We probably caught fish on almost 40% of the lines. That's pretty dang good. None of them was eaten. Let's take them to the pond.
Can't get this off.
Oh. There you go. All right, who's going first, boys? Let's start with this guy. Oh, yeah. It's a good catfish.
Oh, yeah.
Turn him out. All right, buddy. Get going. Get out of here. Look at him. Oh, wrong way. That way. There we go. Next we'll go this guy. Pretty good one.
Wait till Long John Silver sees this video. It'll be up here.
There he goes. These are doing really well. The ones yesterday were a little slow. Here's one of the smaller ones. He's ready to go. Here's a medium. Uh-oh. He's stuck in the mud. There you go. He'll figure it out. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Here's one of the smallest ones, but we're still happy to have him. He swam right off. That was one of the first ones we caught, too. And then here's this guy. He's good. And then here is number 7. Oh my goodness.
That one's good.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes 12 catfish in here. Here's what we're gonna do though. Change the plans. We was gonna keep setting them back. However, since the quota we want right now to test is 15, we've already got 12. I think we're gonna stop the moderate size catfishing now. If we catch some pretty big catfish when we're going to the new spot later, I think it'd be cool to get some big catfish and put in here. We don't want to put too many catfish in here, especially since we don't have a ton of bluegill yet, but that there is the plan. And since we're going after big catfish, we're gonna be using live bait. Everything from big old chub minnows to full-size bluegill. But there's one thing about it. As of right now, I don't actually have the bait, so we're gonna have to do that. Now, at the moment, I do actually have a couple minnow traps set. Hopefully they got some big minnows in there. If they don't, we're gonna have to catch bait anyhow. We're taking my fishing pole. We're gonna stop at a few holes in the creek. We're gonna have to find some bigger bait. It doesn't have to be as big as your hand, but anywhere from a bluegill that big up to my hand, that's about what we're looking for. If we just use minnows that big, probably not gonna draw the attention of a catfish this big. See, I'm gonna get rid of this water. I don't know if it's no good or not. Might be, but maybe not. Let's get some water in there first though. That's plenty of water. Whenever we get fish in there, turn on the aerator, keep them oxygenated. Ain't going nowhere. Let's get on out here. Let's go check these minnow traps, catch some bait. We're not actually gonna be setting these lines until tomorrow, but obviously if you don't have the bait in advance, you may not have the bait at all. So we're making sure a day early we can get all the bait we can. That way we ain't gotta worry about it whenever it actually comes time to set the lines. All right, we should be good though. Let's get out there. Ah! Should be right here under us. Let's hop out and see if we got some minnows. If they're not big, they're not exactly what we're looking for. Trap is still here. That's a great sign. And I do see minnows, which is a great sign. Question is how many and how big? Oh gosh, we got like 2. We got like 2 and a 3 and a crawdad. Let's pull down, let's see what we actually got here. They're like creek shiners. They're not even what we were going for. They're not creek chubs. Creek chubs are what we want. They're really hardy. They stay on the hook good. These guys are just gonna die pretty quick. We'll try them though. There's one. See, it's like a creek shiner. I don't know the name exactly, but I'm gonna call it a creek shiner because it's not a creek chub. It's not a sucker. It's just something weird in between. I don't think they're very hardy, but see, look at this dude. This crawdad's trying to kill the fish. Crawdads probably are pretty decent bait, but if you put them in there with fish too long, they'll legit eat the fish. So even though you could use that crawdad for bait, it's kind of a negative because they eat the bait. We got 3 in there. They're already floating to the top. We'll give them a shot. We'll see how they do. They might do all right. I'm gonna dump what's left here in this. Just let the fish eat it. Realistically, let's head on to the other minnow trap. Hope that there's more, because I can tell you right now, 3 little fish is not enough bait for what we're looking to do here. Not even close. Even after we get big bluegill, all that stuff, we're still looking for about 60 fish, 60 pieces of bait. And those 3, you know, they're 3, but that ain't 60. We're gonna need a lot more. All right, here's the next spot. We got minnows. I don't know about big ones. Anything's good right now after that last pull. Anything we can get. Oh yeah, we got plenty of minnows. That's a good backup. Oh no, a lot of them's crawdads and some of them's the weird ones we're gonna throw back. None of them's big. Some of them's big. All right, so first thing, let's get these crawdads. Throw them out. If y'all want to see catfishing with crawdads, let me know. We can do it, but we're not going to do it right now. As for the other ones, I'm going to start sifting them through. Here's a rare one. Here's 2 rare ones back to back. Check these out. There's 2 rare minnows. They got yellow fins on them and a tiny one. We don't want any of those. Those can go. Get this crawdad out and we're about all we got right there. Wow, it's not a lot. Most of them small too. I mean, worst case scenario, we can use a lot of them, but best case scenario is not what we're looking for. I'm not gonna say this was a bust, but we did not catch any big. Let's head on down to a creek. We're gonna find old bridge. I'm gonna throw this rod and reel in and see if we can pull in some bluegill or real big chubs. At this point, it might be our best option. All right, let's go. Fishing pole, fishing baits. Probably ain't gonna be as fast and as easy as the minnow traps, but minnow traps didn't get it done, so we're switching it up. If we can find some minnows about 6 inches long, that's gonna be perfect bait, or pretty much any size bluegill as long as they're bigger than 2 inches. This should do the trick. If I can get it in front of them, I don't think there'll be a problem with catching them. Dang, I'm getting bites, but they ain't getting the hook in their mouth. All right, there's one. No way he came off. That was a good one too. That's one we was actually after. Big one. Nope, got one. Nope, came off again. That time it was just a leaf. Still couldn't catch it. Dang, now I'm getting nervous. I ain't getting nervous, but catching these things sure ain't as easy as I was hoping it was gonna be. Wow, this may not be the move. I have to find a better spot or something. All right, there's one. No way he just came off. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm out. All right, guys, we got a tiny hole of water right here. I'm gonna dip this thing in a couple times, see if we can't catch something. I can see some big minnows, some bluegill. There's even a bass in there, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to catch him. Let's try our luck. Let's just dip this thing in, see if we can get one of those big ones to bite. Perfect. This ain't no bluegill, but it serves the same purpose. This is a red-breasted sunfish. If you guys remember back some of the earlier videos, I was looking for purebred bluegill because I want to stock them in the pond. Well, if we're going for bait, I don't care what they are. As long as they're big enough for a big old catfish to eat, that's what I'm looking for. And he fits the build. Good, that's a good chub minnow. Big one. That's the size we're looking for. If we can get a bunch like that, and they get bigger, but if we can get a bunch like that, that's perfect. There's a fish. Pulled it out of the pipe. That's really good bait size. Big bait size, at least. It's pretty good. I'd say we hop on to the next spot. This right here is actually the same hole we pulled that first minnow trap. For whatever reason, though, they didn't react too well to the trap. Come on, get. I lost him. I had one. Perfect bait. Lost it because I got hung up in a piece of grass. Today is not going as planned. Really hoping we can pull through and get some bait before we actually go fishing. Not a lot, but this is one more line that we can set now. A little bit of roadside ditch action. If it's got minnows, I don't care where they come from. If I can get a good cast right in there, I think I can get him. He's big. For all the fish that I'm sitting here looking at, they must be fed pretty well to not care about my bait at all. But they ain't biting. We're gonna move on to the next spot. Okay, we might be able to catch some right here. I just found a group and they're pretty active. In little creeks like this, the key is if you can find a bunch of fish that are really competitive, because then as soon as it hits the water, they're already trying to eat it. And they don't even know what it is. They're just trying to eat it because their buddy is too. Now, that's a good chub. That's a good chub that we're looking for. No way. Oh, almost lost him. That'd been terrible. That'd probably done me in. I'd probably just went home. Chub minnow, you can lip. Very good. See if we can get another one. Now that the big one just got yanked out, the rest of them are kind of skittish. Oh, this might do me in right here. I think I've caught about everything in this creek but a fish. Moving on, new spot. All right, we are making the last stop of the day. If I don't catch enough fish, which I'm not thinking I'm going to, probably going to have to fish a little bit more tomorrow, but we're going to a pretty special place. We're going to my small backwoods pond. Now, this isn't very much more than just a hole of water, as you can see. However, green sunfish, it's actually full of them. And they're not very desirable fish to put in ponds, and you'll see why right here in a second, but it's because they overpopulate and their growth stunts. So pretty much, they'll have a bajillion babies babies, and they'll all only get this big, which is actually pretty good for bait. And since I don't care about them, I'm not gonna eat them. They're just chilling here. This is actually gonna be the perfect place to try to catch us some bait. Now, I know there's a lot of them in here, and they're always super hungry because they overpopulate, which is kind of the problem. All right, let's get this in there. Let's see if we can hurry up and catch a fish, man. If we don't do good enough here and I have to fish some tomorrow, probably won't film it, but I will make sure we get enough fish. I know a bunch of good spots, but this is a catfishing video, and I don't want to take y'all for 4 days trying to catch bait. We're either going to catch plenty of bait now, or I'll just do it on my own. Either way, it's all right. We want to get on into the catfishing part. There we go. Green sunfish. These dudes are basically baby Goliath groupers. They got a big old mouth, little body. They ain't gonna get very much bigger than this. They can, but they usually don't. But dude, if we slap him on a hook, it's gonna take a big catfish to eat him. And the crazy thing is that they will. And that was cast number 1. Let's see if cast number 2 can get them fired up and excited. There's cast number 2, another green sunfish. This is a little bit more average for a green sunfish in a pond. I don't really think they're meant to be in a pond. Maybe they are, but if you're a fisherman, it's not what you want. They're really easy to catch though, because they got that big old mouth. As soon as they bite, they got it. I don't know, maybe y'all would like green sunfish in your pond. They just don't get very big. They're fun to catch. I'm gonna repeat that process about 30 more times. Hopefully we'll have enough bait to go fishing. All right guys, I'm gonna be honest, I think you're gonna be proud of me. I caught a fish pretty much every single cast, but that's kind of to be expected with a pond that's been taken over by green sunfish. There's gonna be a lot of them. There's gonna be a lot of fish, and you'll probably catch a ton. However, this is about how big they're gonna be. You know, those are 3-4 inches. Some of them may be 5 and pretty thick, but it's not really what we're going for. Hey, hush, making a video. Just gotta talk to them. They know what I'm saying. Anyways, what we gotta do now, since we're not really gonna be setting these things until tomorrow, we're gonna put them in a fish basket, this one right here, and then we're gonna set them over in the pool pond so that they have pretty much constant and forever oxygen. We got a lot of them, dude. Look what a basket of fish. I'm gonna put this together. I'll set them in that. Now they have the choice to go up and down, find their favorite spot, and that way they don't have to be so cramped either. We got a lot of fish and a lot of big fish, and that's what we need. Next step, pretty simple. Just gonna wait until tomorrow. We got plenty of bait now. Now it just comes down to the catfishing part. All right, guys, it is the next day. My eye is a little puffy, but I don't know why, and it's not gonna let me stop it. I'm not gonna let it stop me. Yeah, that's the right word. Anyways, today's pretty special. We're going out to set some lines. I am gonna be alone right now. I'm not gonna take all the bait since I'm not gonna be setting all of them. I'm just gonna be setting about 20. What I got right in here should do me perfect. Should be able to help me set all these first lines, and that should put us on our way. We are gonna be going to a new location. So the boat is actually in the same spot. It's already in the river, but in order to get to this special spot, we had to make a pretty good run to get there because it's a little ways down the river, but it is where the deeper water is, and there should be some big fish there, but I'll let you guys know about that once we actually get there. Let's get started. Got my life jacket, the hooks are already in the boat, the bait's in the back, the boat's in the boat. We should be good. All right, we have arrived to the spot. This is where our boat's at. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm traveling alone. Definitely gonna make sure I have a life jacket. It's a pretty good idea to wear a life jacket anytime you're in water deep enough to drown, which is pretty much any water at all. Because here's the thing, maybe you can swim good. But what I've been told is if there's ever a time where you accidentally go into the water, maybe at that point you won't be able to swim good because maybe you just got knocked out by something. You don't know. The reason that you fell in the water might be the same reason why you can't actually swim anymore. You never know. We got a little bit extra line. We're using big baits and we're going to the best spot that I know of. It's not easy to get in this spot, so not many people fish it ever. But it ain't easy to get to, but we're getting to it right now. You got it docked up right here. And today I'm rocking alone, so we'll see how this goes. We're gonna untie, and now it's game time. This is the beginning of the race. Let's get on down the river. Let's start checking some lines. I mean, setting some lines. We're only about about halfway to the spot, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to travel this whole river. Here's what I'm doing for these big catfish, okay? It's a little bit different than the basic size ones. We're looking for deeper holes, generally, but also what I'm looking to tie to. Last time, I would probably tie to that big log right there. It's in a good spot, it's over deep water. I'd probably tie it on it. But for these big catfish, I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm gonna be looking for tree limbs hanging over. And the reason is simply because, let's say a big old catfish, we're talking like maybe 20 pounds, 30 pounds maybe. They got a lot of muscle. Try to do a little bit more on tree branches that have a lot of give, just like a giant fishing pole. So much give that hopefully it's gonna be hard for a big catfish to even pull very hard at all. That's the plan though. But we're only halfway there, so I'm gonna get down there, set some lines in the location we're going, and then I'll set some of these other lines up on the way back. So we're gonna head on up. We're gonna keep on moving. It'll probably be a good 10 to 15 minute boat ride down the river and up the river. I don't know, guys. It's gonna be a pretty long trip, but we're going to where the big ones are, and that's the whole idea about it. Some of these trees are just absolutely massive too. And the really cool thing about the river is that it grows these giant trees, and then once the trees get old enough, they die and they fall in the river, and they give the fish amazing fish habitat. But we're getting over into the deeper water now. You can kind of see way back there, you can actually see the water moving. Now we're at a deep hole. This whole little stretch is pretty deep. It doesn't really look like it's moving that much. And that's how you know we're getting to the right spot. I found a good tree up here, but the key to these traps, to these lines, is to set as many as you can legally. For me here, one person, I think I can set 25. So that's probably what we're gonna do. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started setting these lines. I got this bush hanging right here. This is pretty deep water under it. I've already got something rigged up. I'm reusing these lines, but it's basically a line, bank line. This is like 100-something pound test off to a big hook, and that's where we're gonna hang our things. All right, that should be good. Coming down to a line, gonna be pretty good. Make sure I got a big trap tag. I like this big orange flag. That way I can make my number legal on there. See, it's gonna sit there. A big old catfish can fight that, and it's gonna give just enough to where he's not gonna rip his mouth out, but not so much to where he can't go anywhere and get hung up. And now we're gonna pull into the bait thing, find me a big old bluegill or something similar. There we go. I'm going through the lips, just like that. We're gonna toss him in. Now you can hook them two different ways. You can either go through the lips, which is pretty good. It's always worked good for me. Or you can go through the back. You gotta make sure if you go through the back, don't hit the spine because it'll kill it and it won't be live bait anymore. It'll be dead bait. Line number 1 is set. Spin around, let's set another one. It takes me a long time to get down here. So you best believe we're gonna set all 25 right now. Because if I'm coming all the way down here to check them, I wanna make sure I have stuff to check. Right here is another one. I'm gonna set another one right here on this little branch. These tree limbs are really good at fighting the fish. They're better than you'd think. I mean, it's pretty much like a 30-foot fishing pole. And it's super strong, it's alive, it's not gonna die. Let's load it up. Now for the bait. Once again, big old bluegill or whatever I can pull out. Here we got like a bluegill or something. Straight through the lips, just like that. Line number 2 set. There's another tree limb down there. Let's go set it on it. There's our line, hanging straight down. That fish is about a foot under the water. That's pretty good. You just want to make sure that there's not a bunch of junk and tree limbs and rocks within line distance, because if a catfish gets on there, he's gonna swim all over, and if there's a big stump there, he's gonna get tangled in it, and that could tie up the line, and then he could rip out the hook. There's a good spot. You can see there's a bunch of junk over there, but there's not any right under it, so it should give us a little leeway here. In the thick of it a little bit, can't hardly see me. But you've already seen it. It's pretty much the same thing. For the minnows, chub minnows, you do them the same way. Just through the lips or through the back. Just don't hit the spine. I don't hardly ever do through the back, honestly. Because whenever I grab one out of the bucket, I've already grabbed it like this and the head's just right there. So he should be perfect bait. Let's get out of here. I think we're gonna have a big old catfish on that one. That is a good spot. And that is a big bait too. We got one there, one there, one there. We got a good tree right here. We'll set it, and then there's a bunch of good spots on down, so it looks like a pretty good little branch sticking down. We'll set this, we can make this work. Right here up against the bank, should be pretty good. And now if I didn't have these pre-built lines, I'd just take the thing of rope, bring it up here, tie it, stretch it out to where it was gonna be about 2 foot under the water, cut it, pull out a hook, tie it. There we go. Big old hook, put us a big old fish on there. There we go. Perfect. While we're taking a little break right here, let me show y'all my little box I've made up. Pretty much here's my box for any kind of limb line jugs. It's just a simple tackle box. Usually it's got line. I can go ahead and put it in. But I got line right here that fits in the box. So that's awesome. I got a lighter. I don't really use it much, but sometimes if the ends get frayed on this line, you can heat it up and it melts it all together. I've got a bunch of hooks here. These are the ones I've been using. They're like inline. They work really well. If I need to, I got big circle hooks, which I'll probably tie some of these on. And then if I really need them, I got some really cheap hooks. But the important thing is if you're doing the line, if you're doing like this bank line, your hook has to have a big eye because this is a lot thicker than fishing line. So you got to have a big eye on it. These are a little thin. I've had some catfish stretch these out. When you tie it up to something stiff like a log, it stretches these out pretty quick. These, I've just started using them, but never had them stretch out. Don't think I probably ever will. And these are just a little bit too big for normal size catfish. It hooks them in the eye every time. So, but for big catfish, I've not got a really chance to try them. And then right here, I usually have a bunch of these trap tags I'll throw down in there. That way I can make anything legal that I need to. But that's it. That's my little trapping box. And then I've always got these KG pliers that have scissors on it, and it cuts that line really well. Okay, though, I'm gonna set a bunch more lines. I'll turn y'all on time lapse so you can see how long it actually takes. I'll probably be out here for an hour, mainly because it's going to take 30 minutes to get back to where I put in at. But whenever we get home, we got to mix more gas because this thing's a 2-stroke and we're out of gas. We got enough to make it back, but not much more to keep going. I'm turning y'all in the time lapse. That way y'all can really see how long this is going to take. Guys, I just got done setting all the lines. I set a few more after the time lapse, but we got a problem, and it's that your dad's giving us a little bit of a problem right now. It's doing really good, but whenever I turn it off or it just starts idling, it just likes to shut off. It's not sounding very good. We might have to switch motors. We might be taking your dad out for a little bit. I don't know how much longer it's got in it. Good thing is that we do have a bigger motor back at the house. That would honestly probably be better for long trips like this anyway. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dock up. We're almost back to where he put in at. A little bit of swift water up here. Your dad's really gonna have to push to get through, but I'm pretty confident that we can. Nothing too crazy. We made it. Hold on. All right, we're here. I don't know that much about engines, okay? Not a big engine guy, but your dad's not smelling good either. So your dad's smelling like something ain't right. I'm gonna grab your dad. We're gonna take it home. We'll be back this evening with some bigger bait. Should be pretty sweet. Oh, yeah, that needs fixed too. This thing's a little jiggly, and that was messing me up on reverse. I mean, no one ever said this thing was quality built, but I was hoping it'd last a little bit longer than a year. Your dad might just be done for the season this year, which ain't a problem. I got a few things I need to work on this thing anyhow. So for now, I'll sit it right here. There we go. Instead, we're gonna be pulling out hang time, baby. Hang time one time. Big old motor, son. Pretty sure this is just a lawn mower with a propeller on it. But this one actually takes normal gas. This one's even got a kill switch on it because it's got power. But I do want to make sure it starts before I actually get out there. It should. Let's see if we got oil. That's probably important too. We have 0 oil in this thing. First thing, let me go grab some. We'll make sure it's got that. Update. I found some. I understand that there is different kinds of oil, but that's about all I understand. And so if I put this stuff in there and it blows up, you guys can roast me because I don't know if I'm supposed to be putting this in here, but I also can't read Chinese, so I don't know if there's much I'm gonna be able to do about it. I mean, it's the same thing as a lawnmower. Surely it can figure it out, right? Yeah, that's took up half this jug though so far. I don't know if that's probably a bad thing or a good thing, but surely it can't fit a whole gallon in here, right? I don't think this is where the gas goes. It is, we're in trouble though, I know that. I'm gonna say let's try that. Let's let that settle for a second. It has the right amount right there. Maybe a little too much. Could it cause a problem? Probably. I'm not really sure. Okay, hang on. Yeah, this is a straight up lawnmower, man. But check it out, I'm gonna turn it in gear. Motor starts spinning. Then to stop it, we're taking that thing back tonight. I'm surprised it started up like a dream. Good thing about that is it takes normal gas too, so I can just take like a little bit of extra gas with me as a backup. But as for now, lucky for us, last night we done everything we needed to do. We caught plenty of bait. So now we're just gonna give it time during the day, go back in the evening, take those bigger bluegill, because whenever we go with the bigger bluegill, I'm gonna swap out some of those smaller baits I put on today, put those big old bluegill on there, let them soak all night. Because nighttime is generally where the big ones come out, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. We're loading up Adam with us too, so hopefully he don't flip out of the boat this time, but if he does, we'll get it on camera. All right guys, here we are, we're at the pond. But we had a little bit of update. So I actually emailed the people about the bear-proof fish feeder. They didn't answer, so I had to buy one, but they're probably not gonna send me one. I sent an email and they didn't respond. But anyways, here's what we got. Remember last time I was here, I said my goal was also going to be to trap the ducks. Well, I'm gonna be honest, dudes. I actually really like Declan, and Shantae's okay, but you can't really split them up. But long story short, I also don't want them to eat my fish feed. No matter what, I don't want them to eat the fish feed. Or more importantly, should I say, I just want the fish to eat. Okay. The problem is that whenever the fish feeder did go off, they ate all of the fish food. So what I'm thinking is, yes, still have the fish feeders, still have Declan and Shantae, but instead have a corn feeder, which feeds them corn, which is like 4 times cheaper. Let it go off like 10 minutes before. If everything goes good, maybe they get their bellies full of the corn and they don't even have a need to eat the fish food. Now, of course, maybe I don't feed them enough corn. Maybe I feed them too much corn. Cool. Maybe the deer come by and eat it. This is all theory, guys. I don't know how this is gonna work. But anyways, yeah, back to what we're actually here for. I bought the bear-proof fish feeder. It was super expensive, but by golly, you best believe we're gonna be putting a trail camera up on this 24/7 to see if a bear can actually get into it. And if they do, we're gonna have serious problems. Company that just sold me a bear-proof feeder. It's supposed to be 30 gallons. Brother, this thing's big. Maybe that's why it's bear-proof. Heavy too. I'm probably gonna have to bolt this thing to the rocks. Also, I think for the price of this feeder, I could have just built an entire floating dock and put a feeder on that. But you never know. We'll see. All right, boys, there's the feeder. Well, buddy, it's already bent. I ain't even got it out of the box. It's already bent. Look at this. That was in shipping. I don't think this is supposed to be bent up like that. This thing's stinking bear-proof, so I don't think it can do much. Basically, here's what we're working with, though. It's supposed to set up like that. It's got holes in here so that I can actually bolt it down and then shoots it out right here. I don't know if I'm buying it or not. I don't know if anything's actually bear-proof. I mean, they're not common, but let's say you get like a 600-pound bear. That dude will pick up the rock and move it. It's so basic looking. I will give them this. That is quite a bit sturdier than just your typical 30-gallon drum. So I can tell you for sure it's a little bit stronger than that thing. One of 3 things is going to happen once we bolt it to that rock. Either one, he's going to try and he can't get in. Good. Score for us. Maybe we'll get epic trail cam footage too. Number 2, he somehow breaks the feeder and I cry. Or number 3, he somehow breaks the rock, which I would cry way more because that rock is epic. I have really high expectations for this thing. It costed a lot of money. A lot of money just to feed fish, but I do have dreams of turning this into the most epic fish pond ever. And this thing's honestly made to hook onto a tree, so you can kind of hook that onto a tree. It comes with a bolt thing over there, but we ain't got no trees around there. And then still under here, I don't know if y'all remember, but we stashed the fish food under here. Well, the water's not rose, not lucky, but luckily there ain't been no mice get in here. But I just like feeding my fish, man. I really like to come in here and feed my fish. I just think this is the coolest thing in the world. I get to throw little pellets in the water and fish come up and eat it. I think it's so cool. But yeah, long story short, we got the big bear-proof feeder. We're gonna come back tomorrow with big old bolts. Maybe the next day, not sure, whenever we get a lot of time. We're gonna bolt this thing down. We've still got to get a battery, I think. I don't think I have a battery yet. Get this thing loaded up. And then we're just going to put up trail cameras on it and see what the bears do. But right over here comes problem number 2, which is actually Declan. For now, I'm just gonna keep the corn feeder on and just see if Declan figures it out. I'm gonna have this set to go off 10 minutes before, and then hopefully Declan just knows that there's corn up here. If for whatever reason there's corn up here, all that he could imagine, and Declan still eats the fish food, that's when we're really gonna have problems. We'll just figure out a way to trap Declan and put him at a different pond. Because I want to have ducks. I think Declan's awesome, but I also want to feed my fish. And I think feeding the fish are way more important right now. That's it. Big feeder. Unboxed it. I like it. All right, guys. We're here. We need to get bait, the new motor, and then make sure we got gas. Check out the bait.
Where at?
You are the bait.
No, not again.
Look at some of them. Some of them's pretty big. We're going to be sticking them on a hook and hoping for the best. This one is a glorified push mower.
It looks like a lot heavier, too.
A little bit of weird stuff. And today we've also got the net. If we catch something on one of these, it's gotta be a little bit big to eat it. And we probably ain't just gonna lift it up in the boat. It has been the middle of the day. Typically it's not as good, but don't mean we didn't catch anything.
Are we taking size or are we saying how many?
Do you think we're gonna catch any? If so, how big? How many?
I'm gonna say 2. How many you got set?
I'd say I got maybe 20.
I'm gonna say 2, and they're gonna be about the same as you caught the first day. Prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong. We'll dump you in the water again.
No.
We'll catch y'all when we get down to the river or whenever something bad happens. All right, if you can carry this and the GoPro. If I fall in, this is gonna be terrible because I'm going down.
These steps are definitely a lot better.
What we'll do is if we get a big one, then we'll get the net out.
Look here, we're smoking it off.
Yeah, we are. God, son.
Sounds a little better too.
It does. It's definitely better at cruising, and we got a long way to cruise. Good day to be on the river.
Not in the river.
Yeah, on the river, not in the river.
Sit bait.
That's the stinking bait, dude.
Something to eat that. What size does it need to be?
Its mouth has to at least be that big, so I'd say at least like 5 pounds. Hang on, we're about to hit another stump. Is that big enough bait?
That's big enough.
We'll hook this one through the back.
And he's still kicking.
Oh, he's still kicking. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. These two that we just checked, I didn't bait at all this morning, but from here on down, I did bait. So I expect there to be a lot of them that still has bait. All right, coming up on one right here. We're gonna check it. See what we got. There is nothing on it. I said I wasn't gonna stick any on any dead ones, but this one's big and long enough. I think it's fine. And I've been doing some of these in the back. Look how that just sits there and vibrates. That's crazy. If there's a fish around here, he's gonna smack that tonight.
You know, you win some and you lose some, but we're not gonna lose hope.
That's right.
We're gonna go after the big ones. I feel like we're this close. It's right there in front of us. We're gonna get him.
Here we got another one. We're checking them. It seems about 70% of them's been knocked off. Just like this one. What is going on? I thought these bigger fish would be less likely to get knocked off, not more likely. I mean, that's hard to get off. The thing is, either a big fish really comes and hits them, or somehow the bluegill just wiggle, 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 and somehow get off. Either way, it's okay. That's part of it, and that's just how it is. We can't really do anything about that. So far, we got 0. I mean, most of the time, you're gonna have the best action at night. So us resetting the bait now is really important. I think we got one right there, though.
That's a bigger one.
It's still one of the bigger ones than we would have caught last time. I wouldn't be mad if we catch a bunch of these. I think this is probably the smallest thing we're gonna be catching. He's probably 3 pounds.
He's definitely a lot bigger than the ones we had been catching.
Oh yeah, that's a good sized catfish.
We got another one over there too.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yep, that one's a bass.
Mm.
That one's okay though. Put us on another bluegill, let it dangle in the water. We're going straight through the nose. He's barely in the water, but that essentially makes him a full-time top water. It's 2 catfish. Pretty good for the middle of the day. And what are the odds that it's here and there? I think that one is a bass, though. If it's a bass, we just turn him loose.
It is a bass.
This one was another one that was pretty shallow, making it pretty much like a full-time top water. But now that's not a small bass. Look how big of the mouth. I mean, he's got to have a huge mouth to eat that. That's a really good river fish. Look what a big hook. There he is. He's gonna flop around. Nothing on this one. We're gonna bait it up with a big bluegill though. You think that's big enough?
Yep.
Straight through like that. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be hard for that thing to get off the hook. That thing is deep too. Maybe a big one will come up and smack it. We don't know. But we'll see. We'll see in the morning. I'm looking at the last 3. These are the first 2 we set. We don't have anything. Ain't even got bait. What is all that about?
Not one of them had bait left.
1 out of all of them had bait left. It's like 5%. I don't know about all that.
Oh, there's something big right below it. Just came up on it.
No way.
Yep.
Like a fish already?
Yeah, it came up right on it and swam back down since we moved.
We could literally roll back up the river, going back, and
Have something.
have some. That's not crazy at all. Here we got one that's got bait. That's the first one I set. It's got bait. It don't look so good, but it's there. We're probably gonna set a few more lines as we go on up though.
Better our chances for tomorrow.
Yep. All right, catch you guys in the morning. As for now, that's all we got, man. That's all we got. Ain't no fish, but one. All right, it is the next day. My eye is still puffy, but I'm not gonna let me stop it. Anyways, today we're taking someone else out, and this person, this should be pretty funny because if there's anybody who's never done anything like this before, it's this guy. He's done even less than Adam. He's actually done a lot less than Adam. He's actually never done anything. I think he might have seen one catfish before, and that was with me like 2 months ago. I don't think he knows what he's getting into because this is gonna be a muddy mess, and we could potentially be pulling out some giant catfish. He definitely has no idea what's about to go down, but he's about to pull up, so we'll ask him what he thinks about it happening. I don't think he really has a good idea. Well, here he is.
What is that?
How much fishing experience you got?
All of it, all the experience.
Are you prepared for what? Do you have any idea what's about to happen today? All right, we're heading out. I don't think we're going to rebait today because yesterday during the day, all of our bait was gone. So we're going after giant catfish. That's the objective. Okay, we have arrived. You're definitely going to need that.
I don't see a lot of water.
Adam's seen a lot of water. He's seen the bottom. Realistically, the chance of going swimming is below 20%.
Oh, that's a pretty high number.
It is.
So you really brought out the party barge.
I did.
You spent some money on this thing.
We call it the bathtub. On this whole trip, we're going after size, and I'm talking big size. Now, if we bring in a big catfish, we're sticking him in this bucket.
This must have been their secondhand clearance section, or
What are your predictions? Do you think we got anything? Do you actually know what we're here to do yet?
fish,
With what?
a bucket, and some rope, and some chicken blood, and liver, and a badminton racket.
That's a net.
Oh, well, yeah.
No fishing poles?
I don't see any.
We got our first line coming up here. I'm not even gonna worry about rebaiting these, so I'm just gonna dry by them, and if they ain't shaking, then we ain't getting them. So that one ain't shaking, we ain't gonna worry about it. Ain't got no business dealing with that one. We got us a catfish, boys. That's line number 2, and we got one. We'll take it. It's not big though.
Am I just supposed to pull it out?
Sure. Pull him up and put him in this bucket back here. Look at there. You're natural. That was good.
Yeah. Listen, I grew up doing this.
Did you?
No.
All right, now take the hook out.
No.
What?
I'll hold the camera.
All right. Hook comes out. He's talking to us. Can you translate?
I think he said this is whack.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
He definitely wasn't expecting this last night.
He's like, it is 7 o'clock in the morning.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, we got one catfish on line number 2. Not bad.
Dang. How many of them you got?
Probably like 20. I like how you just have no concern that the fish has no water at all.
Oh, yeah, we're trying to keep it alive?
Yeah, but catfish can stay alive without water for like 18 hours, so.
Oh, we're chill then.
Yeah, we're chilling.
See, and I knew that. That's why.
Why am I jerking? Why am I scared of this guy? Did we already skip one? That one, right?
Shaking. I didn't want to tell you it was shaking.
Yeah, it's not shaking. Either if they're not shaking, that means first of all, we didn't catch anything. Simple as that. It means we either have a dead minnow, no minnow, or maybe we caught a catfish, but it's been eaten by a turtle. So here's protocol. If it's a normal size fish, which is like this guy or smaller, we can do the same thing you just did. Pretty much pull the line into the bucket and then we'll take the hook off in the bucket. If we're like, oh snap, it's a big one, we'll back off for a second, grab the net, circle back around and we'll get him. But this one right here, we got a tree shaker. We don't know how big he is, but we're gonna find out real soon. I don't think he's that big, so probably not gonna need the net. We'll just float over there to him. He'll come out. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna grab the net. We need to figure out how to use this thing anyhow. The net, son. Get this big net out. Oh.
Dang. Let me guess you got this the same place you got the boat.
Did my net break? Well, now we got a good stick we can beat stuff with, and then this little hand net that you just gotta try your best. He's pretty big. He's hooked pretty good. That's a good thing. Simple as that. And then we'll bring him up. Oh gosh. Yeah, he's a little good bit bigger. Hook good. Them hooks are nice. I like them. Now, that's the fish we're after. 2 catfish. Even if nothing else, it's a success, because that's a big one. Hey, if any of y'all know in the comments why this thing starts up, but it takes like 10 pumps, let me know. We might have us a bolt missing right here. We're not gonna pay attention to it, because if we don't know about it, it can't hurt us. By golly, I think we had one and he got off. No way. I set one right there and it's gone. There's no possible way that it just disappears. It has to take a big fish to just yank that thing. It was right there on that big log. That was the very last one I set. I mean, I get it don't look like I did. I did say before we started that I don't need to be tying to big logs because they're not very good at fighting fish. And we just lost the fish cut of it.
Could just be a river monster.
It could be. Hey, that's what we're here for. We're here for the 20 pounders. Whether they're here or not, we're here to find out. If anybody's gonna catch a 20 pounder, it's hopefully gonna be us. We got one right here, but it ain't moving, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume nothing's on it. I really feel like we had one on this too. What? We definitely had a line right here. If not, then I need to put one. Daggone. I see two right here that's got some. But now a lot of them didn't. Well, now this one might just have the big bluegill. I don't know yet. Because we put a monster bluegill on here. If it is a catfish, I think it is.
You think this is the one you stuck that big bait on?
I think it is, which is insane because it shouldn't work like that. Big bait should equal big fish, but not always. Look, this dude's just done fighting. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
We're calling him Junior.
Calling him big back. He had a big old appetite, that's all I'm saying. Eating a bluegill that big, you should be a little bit bigger. I think this one up here had one. It was shaking, unless it just got off, which shouldn't happen. He could be hung up in the thing though. Oh my gosh. No! He's been eaten! That's the one we're after, and he's been eaten!
What would do that, a turtle?
Yeah, this is the size we're after, and
Turtles are hateful, man. I didn't know they did all that.
look, alive!
Eating alive. Dang, it's rough out here. We're in the Amazon, bro.
I guess we could eat that guy, but somebody already did. And he's still alive, which kind of stinks. And I had big hopes for this one, because it's a good spot, but our bait is still there. See, just a little baby fish, forced to hang out. We got something here. Is it the river monster we're after, or is it a baby?
Oh, it's small.
He could be eaten too. He's not eating, so that's a big plus. Dang. For these guys to eat the bait that we've been setting out, this is pretty crazy. I think we got another one up there, and I think we do have one, because I seen it moving. On to the next one. There we go. Oh boys, I see one over there. See it over that big orange thing kicking, flicking? That means we got a fish. On this one, nothing. Bait's probably gone. Got a couple more right up here. And then that one over there, we'll end off, let that be our last one of the day. And I'm looking at them both right here and we ain't got nothing. Well, that's kind of sad, honestly. No, it ain't. That's part of it. You don't catch a big one every time. We caught one big one, but it stinks it. He couldn't. How many we got so far? 5?
5.
This will be 6 out of 20. It ain't bad. This guy ain't been on here long. The head of his bait's still on there. All right, buddy, calm down a little bit. We'll get you out of here. And we out. 6 catfish, 1 big. Just so happens to be the same one that's no longer with us. Tough.
No, he's still hanging in there. That's the problem.
He might survive, I don't know. Next step, I guess the pond.
Yeah, Mama, you caught dinner.
Or dinner. What'd you think about that?
I knew I'd be rocking. I'm about to fall in.
If you're gonna do that, do it in the water. That way the fish can get chumped. My eye hurts.
Just as a recap, we caught 6 fish. I think that's a good amount of fish.
It's really good.
That's enough for eating. You can eat on that for 2 or 3 days. Go home, tell Mama, hey, I got some dinner for us.
Guys, let me know what you think about Zach. We'll probably never put him in a video again. I think we've done pretty good. Unfortunately, that's our biggest fish, and he just happened to be eat up. But that's the name of the game. Would you like to do the honors? Come grab you a catfish and turn him in. Turn him loose.
You want me to just like football chuck it?
You can throw them, honestly, however you want.
I ain't touched one of these suckers in a while. We can get
As long as he swims away, it works.
Now, where is it they can sting you at?
So right here on these fins, it's actually essentially like a bone that's like a needle right there. And right here, and the one on top. But you're grabbing him in a very unorthodox way that he can't get you. There we go. Some of y'all may not like the way that he's throwing these catfish in, but they did just ride like 30 minutes with no water. I think these guys are gonna be all right.
I mean, how else am I supposed to do it?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's working to me.
Look, if I gotta get 2 hands, that's a pretty big catfish.
The way you're holding them is just so funny.
What's up?
That's a big one.
You could put that on your wall.
That's such a weird way to hold it. Yeah, he'll swim off.
I don't want to touch this one, really.
No, we're not gonna throw him in here. We're gonna throw him into the other pond and let the other fish eat him. Potentially, if we'd been here 4 hours earlier, we could have made it, but honestly, I'm not even sure. Could have happened 10 minutes before we got there. Could have happened 8 hours ago. One thing about it though, he ain't surviving. Here's a question though. What are the odds of this guy surviving? Yeah, it's 0. I was thinking we might just turn him out here, but the odds are literally 0. We could put him in the pool pond, but I definitely think he's just gonna die there too.
Pool pond? How many ponds you got?
You ain't seen the pool pond?
Pool pond.
Oh, it's sweet.
Is that just you pull out back?
I'll show you. It's cool, dude.
Mama, you mind if I use this pool as a pond? I mean, it's just gonna be for a few years.
It's doing good. It's a thriving ecosystem. It feels like it was just yesterday we was out here throwing dead catfish in this pond. I think because it was. We'll throw this guy in here. Maybe the bluegill will eat him when he eventually floats up. He's definitely gonna die. He may swim around for a little while, but he's definitely dying. There's no way this catfish don't. We could go ahead and kill him. Even though I don't think the animals can actually suffer, low-key. I don't think this catfish can suffer. I don't think he has enough of a brain to suffer. But we'll go ahead and put him out. We're gonna put him out of his misery. What do you think? Good idea, bad idea? You here for it?
I don't want to watch.
See, his brain should be right here. Now he's not moving. He's out of his misery, even though he never had one. And we're gonna put him in the pond and see if the little bluegill will eat him. Worst case scenario, the bluegill don't eat him right now, and they just eat him later. Or flies get on it, and the flies have maggots, and the bluegill eat the maggots. I'm actually gonna set this guy right here so that I will be able to keep up with him. We'll leave him right there, and over time, I'll watch it and see what the little things think about it. I know we've already got a bunch of minnows surrounding him, so maybe they're gonna start eating him or something. Hey, it ain't my fault. Blame it on the turtle if y'all ain't happy. Turtle shouldn't have straight up ate my fish. We could just turn him out like normal. But yeah, next step, I think I gotta catch more bait. All right, guys, a little update for you. It's coming a gully washer, okay? It is coming a lot of rain. I have a few concerns. I just really hope that the boat doesn't fill up with water and sink. Also, I'm hoping that the river itself doesn't rise so much it lifts the boat up and takes it down. As for catching bait, this is gonna make it a lot harder, but then also, it's gonna make it a lot harder to get down to the boat because we're still gonna walk down a cliff bank, a mud cliff bank. And with any bit of rain, it turns into pretty much like slick stuff. I'm not sure if we're gonna go back this evening and set them or if we're just gonna go back in the morning and make sure that the lines with a couple of them don't have anything. But yeah, the rain's coming down. Look at this. It's flooding out the road. That's a lot of water, man. We're heading over to the river bridge. We're gonna set up shop for a little minute and scout that river and see if we see the bathtub floating down. Oh gosh. Oh, this ain't good. Look at that. Literally this morning, I mean, y'all seen the watercolor. You could see to the bottom. Now look at it. It's not really what we're looking for. Either way, this is river fishing gone wrong. I know that. Good thing is that there's a pretty big log jam up there that should stop the boat if it does come undone. Find out when the rain quits. That's a lot of mud. That's a lot of debris. The rain is slowing down. We got the water running over the road. That ain't a good sign. That means it rained a little bit. Update, guys. Here's what happened. I talked to my uncle and he said, as long as the water isn't so crazy that you can't actually go down the river and get back up, it should be about as good as it gets for fishing. So we're gonna give it one last try. It's not gonna be an easy time to fish, but he said if you can, then you will catch fish. And by golly, I'm here to catch fish. So I'm loading it up. We're gonna go catch bait. If something happens and I literally can't catch bait, I'll take that as the sign not to go. But let's go see if we can catch bait, and that'll probably decide what we end up doing. Oh boys, this might be my sign. This might be my sign. Let's sling in a pink dot. Maybe these guys are locked in, but I'll also go ahead and say this. You don't need to force things. If you try to force things, you will get in trouble. There's 1 inch of clarity, so this might be our sign. All right, this is my 4th cast. If you guys remember, whenever we was here catching bait 2 days ago, it was literally every cast. Literally every single cast. And now, it's been 4 casts. I'll make this last cast if I don't catch any fish. We ain't going to the river. Or we ain't getting in the boat. We might do something in between, but... All right, that's settled. I think the rain's supposed to be done, but we are going to head over there. We are going to at least bail out the water, and we'll probably go ahead and get the important stuff. I thought we were going to go fishing, but if we can't get bait, we ain't fishing no ways, are we? All I wore was Crocs, so we might have to take the socks off because the chance of getting wet, extremely high. The chances of sliding in the river, extremely high. The chances of getting stuck in the river, extremely low because I can swim. I'm just kidding. Actually pretty high. First thing, we're gonna make sure that our boat's not sinking. Honestly, I'm taking the full-on life jacket because I actually might need it. 2 rods, a little piece of meat, and the bait bucket, which also might end up being used to bail the boat. At least it's kind of the plan. It don't look so bad. It looks pretty good. I mean, the watercolor's straight mud, but when it comes to catfish, kind of thinking that's what they like. My steps is done filled in with new mud. All right, we made it down this far. Now let's go ahead and complete the mission. I'm just glad the water didn't rise a little bit more. Somehow push that rope up and the whole boat will be gone. Luckily my tackle box there, that thing's full of water. So much I don't know if it can support my weight. No, there goes my stinking tackle box. I may have just lost it right there. I gotta be real quick. This has gotta be perfect if I'm gonna get that tackle box back. Whew, come on now. Come on, tackle box. I don't think I can get it. Not if I'm getting hung up in this stinking stump. Come on. I might get it. Lucky this thing floats, huh? I just caught a floating KG tackle box, and the contents inside are still okay. Here's what needs to happen. I need to just bail out water. Let's see if this thing starts. I'm gonna let that thing run for like a few minutes. See if it can just warm up or something, I don't know. Well, we survived, somehow. Pretty successful fishing trip. I'll take it, pretty good. Click right here if you wanna see a time where we stocked this pond with some giant bluegill, or right over here for another fishing video where we actually stocked that pond with some minnows.
Thank you for watching another Kendall Gray video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want any KG merch, go to KendallGrayOutdoors.com or the link in the description. And as always, #Jesus, #GrayGang. See you next time.